Have you ever wondered who the richest person in history was? It wasn't a tech billionaire or a modern-day tycoon. It was a 14th century African king named Mansa Musa, the ruler of the vast and prosperous Mali Empire. His story is one of unimaginable wealth, epic journeys, and a legacy that literally put his kingdom on the map. The Mali Empire rose to power in West Africa around 1235, founded by the legendary Sundiata Keita, the Lion King. Sundiata united various Mandinka kingdoms, creating a powerful state that controlled crucial trade routes across the Sahara Desert. The empire's lifeblood was gold. The mines of Bambouk, Bure, and Galam produced so much gold that Mali became the primary source for most of Europe and the Middle East. But gold wasn't their only treasure. The empire was also a major supplier of salt, another incredibly valuable commodity at the time, often traded ounce for ounce with gold. This control over both gold and salt made Mali an economic superpower. The empire was more than just wealthy, it was a well-organized state. A strong central government, led by the Mansa, or King of Kings, oversaw a federation of provinces and vassal states. This structure allowed for both centralized control and local autonomy, ensuring stability across a massive territory that stretched from the Atlantic coast far into the interior of Africa. The peak of Mali's power and fame came under the rule of its 10th Mansa, Musa I, better known as Mansa Musa. He ascended to the throne around 1312 and inherited an already thriving empire. But Musa was ambitious. He expanded the empire's borders even further, annexing the legendary city of Timbuktu and the trading hub of Gao. Under his reign, the Mali Empire encompassed what is now modern-day Mali, Senegal, Gambia, Guinea, and parts of Mauritania and Niger. Mansa Musa is most famous for his spectacular Hajj, the pilgrimage to Mecca, which he undertook in 1324. This was no ordinary journey. It was a procession of such staggering wealth that it captured the world's imagination and is still talked about nearly 700 years later. Imagine a caravan stretching as far as the eye can see, a moving city of gold. It reportedly included 60,000 men all dressed in fine silks. There were 12,000 attendants, each carrying a 4-pound bar of solid gold. And leading the way were 500 heralds, also draped in silk and carrying gold staffs. The caravan also included 80 to 100 camels, each laden with up to 300 pounds of gold dust. As this golden procession made its way across the Sahara Desert and through major cities like Cairo, Mansa Musa's generosity was as legendary as his wealth. He gave away gold to everyone he met, from the poor on the streets to the rulers of the cities he visited. When he passed through Cairo, he spent so much gold and gave away so many gifts that he single-handedly destabilized the local economy. The sudden influx of gold caused its value to plummet, and it took the region's economy over a decade to recover. This event was so impactful that it was recorded by historians across the Arab world, and it's how Europe first learned of the incredible wealth of the Mali Empire. Cartographers began drawing Mali and its king on world maps, often depicting Mansa Musa on a throne holding a golden nugget. But Mansa Musa's pilgrimage wasn't just a display of wealth. It was a mission of faith and knowledge. His journey profoundly connected West Africa with the wider Islamic world. He returned from Mecca not just with religious conviction but with scholars, architects, poets, and jurists. His goal was to transform his empire into a center of Islamic learning and culture. The most famous result of this vision was the transformation of Timbuktu. Under Mansa Musa's patronage, the city blossomed into a world-renowned center of education and scholarship. He commissioned the great architect Abu Ishaq al-Sahili, whom he met in Mecca, to build magnificent mosques and buildings. The most famous of these is the Jingerbir Mosque, which still stands today as a testament to his legacy. He also established the University of Senker, which became one of the most important centers of learning in the world. Scholars and students traveled from across Africa and the Middle East to study there. The university housed a massive library with hundreds of thousands of manuscripts on topics ranging from astronomy and mathematics to medicine and law. Timbuktu became known as the city of 333 saints and a beacon of intellectual light. The wealth of the Mali Empire wasn't just hoarded. It was invested in infrastructure, education, and culture. Cities like Timbuktu and Jen became bustling urban centers with impressive mud brick architecture. Trade flourished, with goods from as far away as Venice and Granada finding their way into Malian markets. The empire was safe and well governed, with one traveler, Ibn Battuta, who visited in the 1350s, remarking on the complete security of the region. He wrote that you could travel the entire empire without fear of thieves or violence. After Mansa Musa's death around 1337, the empire began a slow decline. A series of less capable rulers struggled to manage the vast territory. Internal conflicts over succession weakened the central government, and external threats grew. Rebellions in vassal states like the city of Gao chipped away at the empire's power. By the 15th century, the rising Songhai Empire to the east began to eclipse Mali, eventually capturing Timbuktu in 1468. By the 1600s, the once mighty Mali Empire had fractured into small, independent chiefdoms. Despite its eventual decline, the legacy of the Mali Empire and Mansa Musa endures. Their story is a powerful reminder of the great civilizations that flourished in Africa long before European colonization. Mansa Musa's pilgrimage didn't just put Mali on the map. It reshaped perceptions of Africa and its wealth. The empire's commitment to knowledge turned Timbuktu into an intellectual capital of the world, and its vast collection of manuscripts is a priceless treasure of human history. The story of the Mali Empire is more than just a tale of gold and kings. It's a story of how trade, faith, and a vision for knowledge can build a powerful and enlightened civilization. It challenges our perspectives on history and reminds us that greatness can be found in every corner of the globe. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next journey into history. Let me know in the comments what historical topic you'd like to see next. Until then, stay curious.